Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's having a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're from. And thanks for checking out this live stream. If you're checking it out live, welcome. If you're checking it out, in the replay, thanks for spending the time. So in today's live stream, we're going to talk a little bit about, first of all, just go to the market, check out the prices of Bitcoin, and then we will go to we're going to talk about meme coins. All right. So I talk about meme coins a lot because it's literally right now it's the fastest way to make money in crypto. There's all these other ways to do it as well, but people want the fast way. So use it as a strategy to just accumulate more Bitcoin. Get your blue chips stacked away. But yeah, that's the fastest way I know it anyway. So let's just go to let's see, share my page, and then we can get into it. Let's go entire screen. Yeah, woke up with a yesterday with a sore back. I didn't sleep right, but yeah, it's kind of weird. I still have like a sore back, kind of. You think, when you wake up and you have like a sore neck or a sore back or whatever, from sleeping, and usually takes a day to clear up, but I still got a sore back for some reason. Anyway, we still got our fair launch as well for Buddy Token, so check that out. Join our community. We're growing organically, definitely organically, but check it out. Join our socials and join our Telegram and our Twitter. Okay, so that's our Buddy Token fair launch. So let's just go to the chart here, and then we can talk about Bitcoin up about 1,000, 2,000, give or take. But we haven't really seen that pump yet. It's been up and down, but we haven't really seen a big major push to 70 all-time highs, 75, and then sort of 78, 79, 80. I think once we reach the all-time high and then push through that, then people get excited again. But nevertheless, it's still pretty good numbers. 80x, 70x since 2017. That's pretty damn good. Ethereum 3.8 and BNB. Wow, BNB is just soared. BNB be $8,000. And look at BNB, 689. Yesterday it was only 608. So yeah, BNB is motoring. And Solana. I mean, Solana's probably like 30 billion off BNB. But BNB is just flying. Maybe because they're people buying BNB because they feel sorry for CZ, but CZ's going to be in. He's going to be in jail for like another 4 months. So he just went into jail. Yeah, he'll be out. He'll be out pretty soon. But good to see that BNB is pumping really, really hard. So let's go and talk about meme coins. Everyone wants to know about meme coins. It's exciting. And you can see some of the gainers up here. Bitcoin's really taken off. Like it's done 50% today. That's crazy. So Bitcoin's on Solana, and it's pumping hard. So yeah, it's getting to that point now where it's like getting too big to fail, and like it's at what 297 million. That's very, very good. So yeah, it's getting to that point where like, okay, you're not going to make the massive gains that you will in normal meme coins, but you still make gains. Like you're still going to make safe gains. It's sort of entering that territory of blue chip, what I call blue chip meme coins. So it's 30 million liquidity. I mean, you could still trade this and still make some incremental gains on the way up or down, depending on where you buy. But 300 million market cap, that is pretty damn hard to do, and it is done it. So Yeah, another Solana meme coin you can chomp at. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the watch list. There was a lot of meme coins popping up on Pump.fun, obviously. There's a couple there that I missed. I know this one has been doing well. I've been holding this one, been trading it actually, but yeah, this has been really good. Like, I saw this at 700K. Now it's 11.8 million. But this one has been slowly growing, and the community's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, it could do 100 million. It's going to take some time, but there's still a good 10x in this. So yeah, long term, if you're like this project, it's been solid, and it's growing steadily. So that's Bubba, and another one that I've seen. Actually, you know what? Nico's pumped lately. It's gone from like, see, it's had a huge pump. So this is one by Chaka Crypto YouTube channel. So yeah, he's. I don't think he's released any videos, but maybe he's been doing a lot of background stuff because it is pumped. It's now because this was struggling for a long time. This was like at 100 million liquidity, and it was struggling for a long time. I think it was like 200K, 200, 300K market cap, but now it's like basically doubled. So that's good to see. Sometimes this has been going. This token's been around for like 3 months. It takes a while. Um, let's see. These things pop up on Pump.fun, and sometimes you can get them if you get into the pre-sales. Um, One way to find out is if you do the filters here on Photon, Mint Authority disabled, and then just put some volume through the 13K volume and market cap 50K, or you could do less. That just sets out the filters. Filtering is good because it it just gives you only the ones that are like pumping, and but there's still time to get into them. Okay, so um, yeah, you just got to be careful with these Pump.fun ones because what I just like literally saw was one that was on Pump.fun, and it was basically a scam. Let's see, and this is what they did. They had a fake VC. Like what they do is they have the website. They had a Verbs website, Twitter, and then they had Telegram, and they basically. I think the guy that was talking was the dev, but he was like saying, "Oh, I've got to check with the dev. He's like the speaker," but I think it was him. And um, yeah, it basically he was talking through the VC, like through voice chat on Telegram. There was about 20 people there, and they were just talking to try to get people to join the uh, coin because it was like 50% on pump, and then it was like 50, 60, 60, 70%. So people were coming in, but they used that to rug, and they were just faking like, oh yeah, we've bought Dex ads, or we bought this and that, and then but they were just lying the whole time. This is the extent that they'll go to, and then they just rugged. Everything just turned off. Like, you know what I mean? So it was just, yeah, it was just really salty. Like, I didn't invest in it, but it was really the way that the extent that these people will go um, to scam people and to make money. Like, it was just pathetic. It was really pathetic. You know what I mean? Like, they launched a website, they did a Twitter, and then they did the Telegram group. This is all takes time and work. They launch the project. Okay, it doesn't really take much to launch a project on Pump.fun, but they did all this work to rug and make what, maybe 5 or 10 sol. I don't know, but yeah, it was just really. I don't know why people do it. Like, to me, it's just dumb. You put all that work in. Like, if you're gonna scam, like, you still got to put work in, right? Why not just do like legit way? and try to get the project up and running because you can make millions, right? So this is the difference between these people. They think they're just short-term thinkers. Um, so just be careful when you get into these pumped up fun ones. Don't just ape in. You have to do your research on them, um, because what they'll do is they'll try to trick you and use all these tactics. So you know, like if you come here, let's just click on this one here. Like, see this one rugged. Well, let's see. Probably the dev is sold. Yeah, it looks like the dev sold. The dev has sold. There's no dev wallet here. But see, if you get in too early and it pumps too hard, they'll just sell off and die. I don't know what this is, pen. So you have to time it. You have to time it. So you do all the research, you do all the check the website, check the Telegram, you check the voice chat. Even though the one that I saw recently was a voice chat scammer, but you have to do due diligence and then just like tick off all the boxes as the best as your ability that you can. And then if they rug, they rug. But you've kind of like at least you put in the work and try to find the ones that are going to moon, potentially go really well. And yeah, that's all you can do. Because if you do more research and you find ones that meet all these criteria, they have good socials, um, they have a good small community. They're like doing a voice chat. They're really trying to get the token up and running into Radium. Then you have to go with it. You don't have control over what they're going to do afterwards. You just have to base it off what you see, and hopefully people will keep their word. This is the problem with these projects. Um, but it is what it is. It's just part of the game. Okay. Um, this one here, it's still in pre-launch. It's still in pre-launch. This one here looks okay, but you just don't know. It's still early. It's 74. But they look okay. That I've checked out all the socials and everything, and it looks legit. But again, they could scam. You just don't know, right? Um, so basically, what I do is I find them on Pump.Fun before they fund. Sometimes if I get in late in Pump.Fun, I don't really mind, because like I don't really mind because I'm still getting it at the best price. Even though I'm getting in at the late on the bonding curve, for me it's no big deal because I'm still buying it before I'm getting to DEX. You know what I mean? So it's no biggie. Let's just go to here, my coin. How do I get a new screen? Hang on. Okay, new board. Okay. So yeah, let's call this pump.fun. So basically, what I do is I try to get it early, somewhat early. So it's on pump.fun, right? That's the pill. It's on pump, and then it goes to the DEX. What the hell is that? I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, but it can still rug here. All right. So once it goes to the DEX, then all the people come in after the DEX. So if you can buy it here, you can get it at the low price, and then when it goes to DEX, if the marketing team does its job, and the community holds, then it'll go up in price, and this is where you're going to see massive gains. But the problem is here. This is the problem when it's on pump.fun. So you have to vet them first, and then the next problem is once it goes to pump.fun whether this is going to succeed. So there's percentages. there's basically like percentages from kind of what I've seen. But generally speaking, what the hell is this? Map view. Okay. So, but generally speaking, map view. Yeah, generally speaking, there's probably about between 10,000 and 20,000 projects launching on Pump the Fund per day. Okay, so you've got to sift through all these, and then a small percentage of these, probably 0.0, maybe 0.02 are going to DEX, to Ray, right? And then a percentage of these are actually doing well. So again, probably the same amount. More like a pretty low percentage will actually do well. Probably 1 out of 100. Yeah, one out of 100. If you know what I mean, right? So you've got to sift through 20,000 of these first, up to 20,000. Find the really good ones. Then when it goes to DEX, then probably 1 out of 100 will do well, in my opinion. These are the numbers you're talking about. It's not looking good. A lot of these just fail. They just, there's a lot of moving parts when it gets to Radium. You know, once the team's going to execute, they've got have to have a good community. They've got to spend money on ads. They've got to get they do Twitter raids. They go on multiple other platforms to get visibility. They eventually start to get listed on centralized exchanges, pay for deck screener ads, deck screener, Moon Talk, Ape O'Clock. There's tons of different places you can pay to get exposure, and then you got CMC listing, which is $5,000, CoinGecko. Then you got all these other things, as well as continue to make content. So it's very difficult for these things to start to pick up. But what I found was, if they can get once they go on DEX, let's see. Once they go on Deck Screener, if they can get through the first million without dumping, just generally speaking, a lot of these coins, people start dumping really early, like under 100K market cap. But if they could hold and they still have a decent amount of liquidity, they can make it through like 1 million, then they have a chance. So this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's at 111 liquidity. That's pretty good. And they've got 880K market cap. That's pretty good. Okay. Most coins don't even get to this. They're already dumped. The volume's 52K. It's actually good volume, and total volume 4 million. That's pretty good. So this may have a chance, right? It's got a Telegram, it's got a Twitter, it's got a website, but there's no guarantee because it's still pretty early. Like, it's still under 100 million. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's best to wait, but for the project to mature till it reaches like 1 or 2 million, then buy. But then the thing is, if it reaches that point, then it has a chance to go to 100 million. So you're still going to get like a 50x out of it. But if it's a really good project and you're really bullish on it, then it has a chance. So you kind of like have to think, do you want to get in early and risk it, take a big risk, or like it's all about risk management, or do you want to wait until it just does its thing, and if it dies, then you haven't got in and you haven't risked your money, and then buy in once it starts to mature and starts to pick up traction. I think that's a sweet spot. But then again, you can still get into these pumped up fun ones and really make a massive amount of profit. Um, so it just depends. It just depends on your risk tolerance. Um, but you can see these ones here that have really started to motor now. Um, let's see. This one here by Iggy, Mother. This one is really starting to motor. Like it's nearly getting 100 million market cap. So yeah, like 100 million still, it's a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, this could take off to a billion, right? So yeah, you just have to pick it where you want to go in, right? One that I did see that was on Pumped Up Fun. It was kind of weird. This one I saw this on Pumped Up Fun, and then I kind of like, yeah, I didn't go into it. I could have got into this one, but this one's 100. This one's doing really well. It's 192K liquidity, and it's 1.4 million. This is hard to do. If we go and Pumped Up Fun here, yeah, and you can just paste it here. Yeah, see, so this was on Pumped Up Fund. This was a Pumped Up Fund one. But what kind of put me off was there was no. It was kind of like, this looks like it's Japanese or something. You know what I mean? It was like a different. It was like an Asian crowd. Yeah, Japanese, lonely Japanese. But like it was kind of weird. I looked at it and I thought, what I should have done was I should have just said, look, you know what? It's got everything checks out. It's got the good socials and everything. And I looked at the website. Website's half decent. I don't know why I didn't buy it, but um, yeah, I should have bought it. Um, but I don't know. I don't know why I didn't buy it. Um, but it checked out. I don't know. Maybe I was doing something else or I was interrupted. I don't know. But yeah, I should have bought this. But it is what it is. You just learn from your mistakes. Normally, I would buy this because everything checked out, but for some reason, I didn't. Maybe I was put off by it because it was like this Asian thing. There's a lot of people in Asia that buy meme coins, so I don't know why I didn't do it. But yeah, this one did do well. What's the price now? It's at 100 and, yeah, 0.001. So yeah, 10K probably if you put in one sol. If you put in one sol early and got into this early, we probably have about 1%. Generally speaking, if you get in early, like if you get in within like the first 20% and you put in one sol, you get about 1%. That's basically it. Okay. But you got to get in early, right? The longer you wait, the more obviously you'll get less, right? But yeah, 1% is pretty damn good. You'd have, based off the price here now, you'd have 0.0018 times 1% is 10 million tokens, because Pumped Up Fund does 1 billion token launches. 10 million, yeah, 18,000. Fuck, 18,000. Your 1% in web bag would be worth 18,000 now, and you could cash that out because the liquidity is 193K. You could cash this out, but when you think about it, this one is actually right in the middle of, like, it's only like, I think it's like 8 hours old, 9-10 hours old. I saw this one before I went to bed last night. Yeah, it's probably 8 hours old. There we go, 16 hours old it is. So yesterday I saw this, 16 hours old, and it's still like, so it's here. It's getting to the point where it's yeah. That's my dog. Yeah, this one's getting to the point where it's big enough, it's stable enough because there's enough liquidity, and the market cap's big, but it's not too big. Yeah, I mean, like this could still do a 10x. So yeah, if you put in like $1,000, 2,000 $2,000 or whatever, 5,000 or whatever, you still do a 10x. So that's still a pretty good return. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like where it's at. This is what I was talking about before, where you got to wait. So if you wait longer until they get over like 1 million market cap and have a decent amount of liquidity, this is kind of like the sweet spot for ones that could grow to be really, really big. But it's with less risk. It's all about risk management, guys. Because these things they rug, and through the process of trying to find these gems, you just lose so much money. That's what I'm finding. I mean, obviously, I'm doing it now, and I'm been rugged on heaps of projects. Um, and that's what I talked about. This one here, this GameStart one. It's like it's trending now on one, but it's like 1 million. It's nearly 1 million market cap. Liquidity is probably still a little bit small, but to be buying it and then just like hold it long term. But I'll add this one to my watch list. I think Birdie's on my watch list. No, it isn't. So yeah, actually, I probably should make a list for early. What do you call it? Early coins. Early, early-ish coins. Yeah, I'll just create a list called early-ish coins, which means basically they're not too they're not too they're not too big, but it's still early enough to do decent returns. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Um, okay, so now it's not showing me that one. Okay, I might have to redo this after, but this was another one as well. This one, DeVito. This one's got 1.2 million market cap and 247. So again, this is another one that's kind of like in that sweet spot. I think he's like a singer or something, African singer. So it's like a celebrity, but he's like from Africa. So then this is another one that I'll put. I was in the soul list, but I'll put it in my early-ish coins list as well. So yeah, it's already hit a million, but it's like getting in that sweet spot where there's still up potentially a 10 or 20x in it. There was another one, Birdie. I think I've got Birdie already. Game Birdie. There was a couple of other ones which I'll have to find later. But Birdie, I've got to get Birdie. So yeah, I'll make a list of these ones here. I'll put it in the Patreon group, okay? But yeah, these ones are like pretty like I think it's a less risky. Yeah, definitely less risky. I mean, if you look at Mother, I mean, obviously it's by Iggy Azalea, it's kind of different, right? Because she's a celebrity, but that's like it's nearly like 100 million. So these coins, you just don't know. They can do like really serious numbers, but they just need time. Like beer tokens, one of them where beer will be. Where have I got this saved and sold? Yeah, beer be one that will eventually get to 100 million. Probably take 6 months though. So look at it. The market cap still. Oh, it's already done 100 million. Sorry, a billion. So yeah, it'll probably take some time. So there's probably not massive profit in this one, but still over time, if you hold it, it's like more of a blue chip. Go back here. So yeah, it's just navigating through this sea of sea of just crap, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Another thing too that I find is like I use this app. It's called Pump Fun. It's like the Pump Fun app. Hang on, it's called Pump It or something. And what it does is it just gives you King of the Hills. So King of the Hills is basically once they reach. Actually, hang on, I'll do this one. Yeah, see this one down here, King of the Hill. It's 72%. So once it gets to 100%, it goes on King of the Hill, and King of the Hill is basically the front page. It appears right here, so it gets tons of traffic. And then I think it's about 90%. I think it's about 90% or 85% on the bonding curve. Then King of the Hill goes to 100%, and then it gives you that extra push to get to radium to fill 100%. But that's what King of the Hill is. So King of the Hill is pretty like it's King of the Hill's like it's almost there, but it's not quite there. So that's what this bot does. Let me look. Where was it? Yeah. So that's what this bot does. It just pulls up. See, there it is. There. It just pulled up. It just showed me King of the Hill for that one, which was the one that we just saw. This one. So what it does is it just tells you all the King of the Hills. So without like puts it in a big list, and as soon as it becomes King of the Hill, it shows you. So it becomes easy for you to potentially get into these coins that are just not quite at radium. But you just got to be careful because you've still got to vet them. That looks a bit. I don't know what to go with that one is. It's not even King of the Hill. What's this one? Hater Peppy. Oh my God. See, so when you see this, make sure you look at this. He says dev has 65 supply. Do not even bother with that because that's a scam. The dev will dump on you, right? Don't even bother with these coins. There's another one, 69%. Don't even bother with that one. This one here, the dev is out. See, the dev is out. So don't even bother. This one here, 69% of supply. Don't even bother. It's a scam. That one, another one, 65. This is a scam. See, can you see how many? See how many of that are scams? Dev 42%. Don't even bother. It's a scam. Sometimes they create it. They have a marketing wallet, but generally speaking, yeah, when that's too high. It's way too high. Sometimes it's good if the dev is a public figure, then that's fine. Him holding 42% because he'll hold the floor. You know what I mean? Like he won't sell, and then that gives a lot of buying pressure because he's got a lot of the tokens, right? He knows that if he dumps, that's it. His reputation is done. So if it's a big public figure with he's big on Twitter or big on TikTok or big on YouTube. If he dumps, that's his reputation down the drain. But it's also can work for your favor if you trust the person and they do the right thing. Then it can be amazing. So this one, 3%, M&M. This is Pepsi, Perplex Pepsi. Dev is out. So yeah, basically gives you this one here, Mega Gold. There was another one that was recently. That's a scam. 69%. Don't even bother with that. So there's tons of scams on, as you can see, like just scrolling through this King of the Hill stuff. People have no clue about this stuff, but at least this app gives you like some sort of information, which you can then do more due diligence on. There's so many scams on Pump, but then again, there are those ones that go to the moon, and they're the ones you want to find because you can literally turn one soul into like 50 soul, 20, 30, 40, 50 soul. You can literally do that with one soul if you get into the right one at the right time. What's this one? Sky Bree. But yeah, most of these are scams. Most of them are just scams, right? So you have to sift through them all. It's just It's a painful process, but it's worth it if you find it. Like that birdie one, you know what I mean? You just have to learn from your mistakes and just keep on pushing forward. Literally, that's it. That's all you. That's all really you have control over. Really, to be honest, because um, these opportunities are out there. I mean, Mitchie, look at Mitchie. Mitchie was one that was not very big at all on pumped up fun. Mitchie was a pumped up fun coin. And now look at Mitchie. You know what I mean? Mitchie's now 142 million. This was a pumped up fun coin. So it just appeared, just looked really ordinary. Didn't even have any socials. It didn't even have a website, Telegram, or anything on Pumped Up Fun. Had nothing. And yeah, now it's worth, the people that hold 1% of Mitchie have got like worth 2.5 million. So yeah, these are the people that would have held from Pumped Up Fun. So yeah, it just goes to show you that it is possible if you're willing to put in the work and go through 99.99% of these will be scams. But if you can find that one that goes to the moon, you literally, you know, you can make thousands, if not hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars. That's what is at stake here. This one here, grunge. Again, it's one of those things that you just don't think. Like when I saw Birdie, I was like, what the, you know, I got turned off because of the Japanese thing. You know what I mean? So this one might actually be a good one long term. You know, if you can, there's probably like a 10 or 15 or 20x in this long term though, but it's not going to happen overnight. So if you look at the chart here, so it's pretty healthy. See, it's pretty healthy, pretty solid. Oh, how many holders? There's only 3,000 holders. So you know, it's not like Gummy where there's 40,000 or 50,000 holders. Gummy, their airdrops and their stuff, it's still going through the motions. The Bybit airdrop has taken place, which was basically if you buy and sell on Bybit through their link. The bubbles, the banter bubbles, is still getting fixed. They've got tons of things coming. They've got partnerships. Yeah, just heaps of stuff. They've got heaps of stuff going. The price is not reflecting that, obviously. But yeah, let's look at Gummy now. Yeah, I've got Mitchie saved. I need to redo my list. I might get rid of the dead coin list. That was pretty useless anyway. I had a dead coin list to like potentially get ones that will come back, but there's no point. Yeah, 75 million with Gummy. So and the price has gone back up. The price of Gummy got down to 5 cents. Yeah. Price of Gummy was 5.7 cents yesterday. On the 5th. Yeah, yesterday it was 5.7%. It's 5.7 cents. Now it's 7.5 cents. So it's basically done 30%. It's gone up 30. Yeah, 25%. It's gone up basically 25% in a day. So yeah, I think you just have to hold Gummy. I really don't know why people are selling Gummy unless they're trading it, but you can't sell it until it goes on Binance. Okay, if it goes on Binance and it doesn't do well, then fine. But once it goes on Binance, this is going to moon, and that's exactly what happened with WIF. As soon as we got on Binance, it just went into the billions, and Gummy is not even on freaking Binance. You can't you just have to wait until it goes on Binance. I cannot stress that enough. Because right now the exchanges are on, they're tiny. And they're not tiny, but they're not Binance. Binance is the end game, like Radium's. If you look at the volumes, I mean, I did a video on this before where I compared the volumes of WIF and I compared the volumes um of Gummy, and it's like the total amount of volume on Gummy is not even like 1/10 of the volume on WIF on one exchange that is Binance. The total volume, you know what I mean? It's miniature compared to things like Pepe and WIF and Bonk. It's tiny. It's so freaking tiny. It's funny. We go and have a look at. Oh, it's $2.42. This thing is motoring. Look at let's go look at the markets. And I think is there a total volume? No. Chains. All right, there's a total volume of, look at the total volume of WIF in the last 24 hours. It's 427 million. All right. Look at Gummy. Let's go and look at the total volume of Gummy in the last 24 hours. 10 million. Can you see the difference? It is so massive. There's only 10 million volume going through Gummy. That's because it's not on Binance. And then look at WIF. 427 million. That's why this thing's $3, and that's why this thing is 7 cents. Because it's not on Binance. Look at markets on Gummy. It's not on Binance here. And then go look at WIF markets. It's on Binance. What's the most volume? Binance, right there. See, Binance, 34% volume. The 24-hour volume on Binance, just Binance alone, is 146 million. Just on one exchange, Binance. Right? And then you go look at Gummy. The total volume on all their dexes is just 10 million. It's not even a fraction of, it's just like a fraction of the Binance volume. That's what I'm saying. I think the crypto banter is cooking up something with Binance and doing a deal with Binance and saying, look, we've got the volume. Just let's do a deal and you know, here's the money or whatever you need. Like, or Binance will just list it if there's enough volume because they're not going to miss out on their fees. But they're in negotiation. Just trust me on this, right? They're in negotiation, and crypto banter has a lot of pull, right? He's very well known in the space. Who was behind WIF? No one. Like no one that I know. I didn't follow that closely, but there was definitely no influencer like crypto banter. I don't even know who was. I don't even know who's behind WIF, right? Then they got on Binance, and then, but crypto banter. Trust me, he's pretty big in the crypto space. He's very well known in the crypto space, and people know him, right? So he would have contact with Binance. I'm telling you, when this goes on Binance, he wrote here, the road to 1 billion has begun. Who's on the journey? But he wrote this thing here. It said, it was just a small tweet, and it just basically summed it up. It basically said, you like don't cheat because you are gonna regret it. That's basically kind of like what I said in between the lines. I can't find the tweet, but just wait. He said, just wait. That's what he said. Just wait. You just wait to see what's coming. See, yeah, something to that effect. He said, just wait to see what's coming. And I just think that if you sell your gummy before it goes on Binance, you're an idiot. Literally, you are going to miss out on so much freaking money because this is going to send. And look at it, right? let's just say Gummy goes to 1 billion. Look at WIF, and then look at like the total market cap of WIF. It's like 3 billion, right? 3.4 billion. I'm pretty sure the tokenomics is pretty much the same. Yeah. Okay. Nearly 1 billion coins, and all the supply is out. Gummy's a little bit different because they've got airdrops. All the circulating supplies are out because they had 30% for airdrops and marketing and all that sort of jazz. But when you look at the total market cap of Gummy, it's only on a DEX, and it's only on some other, like, it's like 74 million. So you look at Dog with Hat, it's like 3.4 billion. So Gummy can still do a 10x and still be under 1 billion. This could still potentially do a 30x, but it needs time, right? This could still do a 30x from now. I just think, once it goes on Binance, it's game over. It's game over, literally. It's game over. But it would need to get on Binance. That is the end game. Let's just quickly go to the live stream, see if anyone's here. Let's see some comments. Super strong, please. Super stonk, please. Yep, I'll have a look at that right now for you. Abdul, Memecoin coins, please. Okay, meme coins. Solana meme coins. Okay. What's it called? Super stonk. All right, super stonk. Super stonk. Super stonk. Okay. I've seen this one actually. Okay, so remember I was talking about before. I've been yabbing on about it probably about 10 minutes ago. That these coins, that once they get a certain level, they're probably in that range where they're kind of safe. They're more safe. This is probably reaching that level. Let's see, 5-minute volume, 8K. It's not too bad. It's not too shabby. It's 17 on trending, so it's not too shabby. It's got nearly 1 million. Like, to get to 955K, it's freaking hard. It's freaking hard. You got to get past all the Jeets that Jeet out before 100K. So, to me, looking at this, it tells me that these people who are running it are they've done a lot of work to get to this point. So, I would give them props for that because it's not easy, right? So it looks like they just got like a Reddit thread. Reddit is big, man, on crypto, man. But it's mainly people focus on Telegram and Twitter. But Reddit's big, So it's kind of weird. They've just got a Reddit thread. I'm not that savvy on Reddit. I've got a couple of Reddit accounts, but I haven't really dived into it, to be honest. So I don't really know much about it, but I'll keep on going. So it just goes to I don't know. Maybe I would put a website up. I would put a website up about this, and then have the link to Reddit. Because if I'm like a potential investor, like I'm long clicking website, and then I go to a Reddit forum, if I'm not familiar with Reddit, or I'm down with Reddit, I've never used it, I'm gonna go, what the hell is this shit? But I get it. If you're into Reddit, you'll understand this. But I'm not into Reddit, so this turns me off. So maybe if you have a website that just goes to if they have a website that goes to Reddit, like an official website, right? Then it has links to Telegram. I think that's a better ploy. Just a website looks more professional, but it's just one of those things I think they should work on. Let's go and look at their Twitter. They got quite a few followers. Okay, so I need to get up to speed. I'm sorry, I don't know about this super stonk. So forgive me if I'm a bit ignorant on this, because I don't know. They're talking about Roaring Kitty, talking about Super Stonk or something, or Stonk. So they're hoping Roaring Kitty will tweet about Super Stonk. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, to be honest. Where was it? Yeah, but I will tell you this: I'm going to add this to my list of early-ish coins, which I just talked about before. Right? These coins they're still early, like they're still under a million, or they're about a million plus, but they still have potential to go to like 10 million, right? So there's still like a 10x in it, 20x in it, right? This is kind of like, but they're safe enough because they've got enough liquidity. Maybe this is one of them. Maybe this needs I think this one needs a bit more time. I think they should get a website first. Um, let's go look at the Telegram. I got decent numbers in Telegram, to be honest. I mean, you can't see it because I'm on the desktop Telegram, but I'll tell you what it is. They got 2,000 members. That's pretty decent, and they got 9 people in the voice chat. So that's pretty good. I'll give them props to that. That's pretty good. Was it Super Stonk CTO? It looks like it's so it's like they're saying it's a CTO. So the dev cheated. CTO is like community coin. Community CTO stands for community takeover. So hang on, let's go back to Telegram. Was it Super Stonk? I've seen the Super Stonk kind of thing thrown around a few times. So there must be like a. So this is the coin now. You guys should be able to see this because I've got Telegram web. Yeah, it looks like Stonk is like, I don't know what Stonk is, but it's like is it a coin, or is it like a lingo, or is it like slang or some sort of thing in this space for Roaring Kitty. But yeah, this has look. I'll tell you this. This is what they've done so far is fucking hard to do, right? So props to them. They've got nearly a million in liquidity. Sorry, a million market cap and nearly 160 plus liquidity. That is not hard. That is not easy to do. Because these people, what they do is they come into these projects like this, and then they just jeet. It's a lot of the pumped up front community just jeets. They jeet under 100 million. And then when everyone's jeeting, everyone just jeets. Oh, it's going down. The dev jeets. It's just done. And good projects can die off. I'll show you a good project that died off. In my opinion, was a good project, and it hasn't completely died, but it was a shame to see this one go this way because it had a lot of potential. And it was actually very close to the GameStop, very similar to the GameStop theme. It was called. Oh man, what did I do with it? Maybe I put it in the dead coin list. Oh, I did put it in the dead coin list. It's this one here. This one was I liked this one. You know what I mean? So basically, it was very similar to Roaring Kitty. It did really well. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, right? It's basically like Roaring Kitty, but with a cat, and the human Roaring Kitty human. The artwork was awesome. It was like a cat. It was like Roaring Kitty with a cat. I think it was awesome. The website was clean. See, the website was clean. It was just they had a really good community as well. But everyone dumped. Obviously, the community wasn't that good. See, it done really well, right? And it pumped really hard. And then once it started to sell off, it just never recovered. It just never recovered. Too many sell offs too quick. That's what I'm talking about, right? When they didn't, let's just go to market cap. This is the problem with these coins. So this is the market cap. See, look at it. It just didn't. Let's go to full screen. Okay, so this is the market cap. I'm trying to just shrink it down a bit so you guys can see. But this is important to see because it tells you, it paints a really vivid picture of what happened here. Okay, so it mooned. It did five. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? It did really well. People started to sell off early. It did 367,000 market cap. That's very good. Then it dumped to 116k market cap. Then it went back up and mooned. I sold down here. I sold at about 170 market cap, and I made about 200%. But then it pumped again back up to 538k market cap. See, so this tells you, right, that once a project gets to like 500k, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. It needs to get to like 1 million, and then even then, it's not out of the woods, right? Because once the market cap grows and the liquidity grows, it just gives it the bigger it gets, the more stable it gets. So you can see here, this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. You have to know how these things work, all right? By having looked at so many of these bloody things, it does my head in. But now you can tell, you can start to paint a picture. Okay, so these things will launch. People will take profits early. Hopefully it'll do a really good pump. It did do a really good pump. It went up to like 300, 400k market cap. Then it dumped. People took profits, and that's fine. It normally happens. Everyone's got to eat, right? But I think that this sell-off was really, really steep. It was really brutal. And then it recovered though, because I thought that this would go on because of the community, right? Because I thought, you know what, this is a good, solid meme. It's got legs. The meta is strong, right? And then it just rocketed to an all-time high here. But then it started to go down a bit, go back up again to an all-time high here to 546k market cap, 550, and then it just declined. I don't know why. It should have kept on. It should have continued on. It should have continued on, but it didn't. I don't know why it didn't. It should have. It should have continued on. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. I don't know. I don't use charts, guys. I'm not a trader. But yeah, it should have continued on, like, up and down, and then up like that. It should have. At 500k, it should have done it, but it did not. And that's the problem with buying in these things too early. You can just keep on buying down here, thinking it's going to go back up. Dollar cost averaging down, and guess what? Boom, it never takes off. So I think that what these guys have done, Super Stonk, is a monumental effort to get to this point. Like, it's difficult. It is not easy to get to. So props to them. But I don't know too much about the project, but I have added it to my list because, like I said, if it gets to like 1 million, maybe I might look at investing in it, because you want things to go to 10 million, right? So there's still a 10x in it, right? Put $1,000 in this, forget about it for 3 months, it goes to 10 million. I don't know the exact percentages, but I know that once it gets to like 1 or 2 million, it's got a high chance of getting to 10 million. You know what I mean? And once it gets to like 100 million, it's got a high chance of getting to like 500 million. And then I don't know the exact breakdown because I don't have the data, but I'm saying if it can get past all the cheating bullshit that happens on the first day, and it gets past the 1 million market cap, it's not easy to do. Most projects do not pass this. This one looks like it will. Then once it gets past 1 million, the chances of getting to 3 million
is a lot higher. So you've got to look at it. Okay, hey, it's at 1 million now. A chance of getting 3 million, maybe 1 out of 3. Okay, and then it gets to 3 million to 5 million. Hey, you know what? It's probably got a 50% chance, right? And this is the way you risk. This is why you look at a risk assessment. Once it gets to 10 million, it's got a chance to get. It's got a chance to get to 100 million. There's a 10x in it. Put $1,000 in it. There's 10k. You know what I mean? It's a lot less risky for something to go to. The probability is what I'm saying is from something to go from 10 million to 100 million is a lot less risky because they've already built up that momentum. They've already built up the socials. They've already built up the volume. It's already out there. It's all over the internet, in the dexes and the forums and the tweeters, and all that sort of stuff to get to 10 million, right? As opposed to something that is just starting to get to 1 million, the risk is like 100 times more. So sometimes when you look at it this way, don't look at it just the return. Don't look at it, hey, it's only got a 10x. You got to look at the risk assessment. What's the chances of it going from 10 million to 100 million? Probably 2 out of 10. That's a pretty damn odds. 2 out of 10. That's like a 20% chance, or something that maybe it could be 50%, right? Okay, so what's the chance of a coin launching and going to 100 to 1 million? 1 out of 10,000. See, so you've got to look at the risk. You've got to look at that way. So what are you better investing in? You're better off sometimes waiting till they get to like 1 million, 2 million, then invest, because your percentage of your chances of being going to 100 million and doing a 10x and turning 1 grand or 10 grand into 100 grand is a lot higher for you, right? This is what people don't understand because they don't do risk assessment. That's just very basics. Okay, I don't know the stats and I don't know the data on this stuff, but I know that once it reaches like a certain level, these coins can get, like, it's a lot easier for them to get to the next level because they've already built up the momentum and they've got the volume, and there's a lot of factors to look at. But one of the factors that you want to look at is the holders. You know what I mean? Holders is big because once this should, yeah, 3,000. It's not too bad. It's not too shabby. But you probably want to, like, once this gets to like 1 or 2 million, like, um you want to see more holders. But again, it's not even at 1 million yet. You know what I mean? Like Gummy's at 75 million. So if you look at Gummy, you can look at these, you can look at the stats, you can look at the numbers, and then kind of like figure out on where these things can go. You know what I mean? So that's what your job is. That's your job. We look at Gummy. So what the holders does is it gives it stability. And again, holders is community. It's people saying, "Fucking, I'm going to hold a coin." Right? 46,000 holders for Gummy. There's other ones with bigger. 46,000 with the Gummy. Let's go and have a look at Mother. I'd be interested to see this stat. Actually, I don't know the stat on it. 19,000. So that tells you less people believe in this coin. There's more whales in this. There's only 19,000. It's got more market cap than Gummy, but there's less holders. All right. So that tells you there's more. The people that are holding this are put more money in it. And then Gummy here, 46,000, right? 74 million. And then we go back to Stonk, Super Stonk. It's got 3,000, nearly 4,000, 3,500 holders at not quite 1 million. So yeah, you got to look at all these stats and think, what's the chances, what's the probability. So yeah, I'll put this on the watch list, and I obviously got to do more research on it. But this could run, this could run to 10 million. I would wait maybe till this gets over 1 million and then relook at it. But then look at the holders as well. If this holders keeps on increasing, then it's good. Like let's say the holders goes to 10 million, 10,000. over the next over the next 3 months. Let's say over the next month it doubles. It goes to 7,000. This is a good sign because as the holders increase, this market caps increase, the liquidity increase, everything increases. This is a good sign. So that's the ones you want to bet on. So I would add this. I'm going to add this one to my. Already added it to my watch list to wait and to see if this gets to monitor it and then potentially invest in it. And then you just say you put a lazy $1,000 in it and turn it into 10 grand. You know what I mean? Do that 10 times or put more into, depend on your risk. So that's kind of like how I break it down on how I see it anyway. So yeah, thanks for your we like the stonk. What is the stonk? I don't know what the stonk is. Is it a you know what? Man's you know what? Ron Kitty is a GameStop guy. Yeah, he is. He is the GameStop guy. He's posting the subreddit Superstonk instead of Wall Street bets. Okay. Can you look at the time charts? Time chart. I don't know the time charts, to be honest. The time charts. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, let's time chart. Maybe you're talking about this. What, that? Is that what you're talking about? Holy shit! I gotta go. I've already been on here for an hour, but hopefully I'm giving you some insights and stuff. I'm just giving you. Sometimes you don't have to get into these meme coins early. Everyone talks about getting in these meme coins early. In my opinion, what's more important is not losing money. That's the most important thing. That's, if you've read anything on Warren Buffett, you study Warren Buffett, what's the first thing he says? He's the greatest investor of mankind. He says his number one rule is don't lose money. Like, that's literally his number one rule. Don't lose money. So when you go into these things, if you follow Warren Buffett doctrine, the first thing he says is do not lose money. Because think about it, every time you lose money, you've got to then do double what you just lost. So every time you ape into these meme coins, you lose, and you're like, fuck, I now got to go do double just to get my initial back, and then it perpetuates, right? And then you got to take more risk, and before you know it, you lose all your shit. So, yeah, number one rule, Warren Buffett, don't lose money, right? So if it means, hey, you know what, you're gonna make a 10x, as opposed to aping into these meme coins that you could do 1,000x, but the chances of you doing that is slim to none. Just go for the 10x and just repeat it 10 times. Still 100x. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We've gone over an hour, so we should be going. But thanks anyway, Abdul, for your feedback. Yeah, it was entertaining and gives me something to talk about as well. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like the live stream and leave a comment. That would help me. I beam in every day, usually about this time, an hour before, give or take. It just depends, okay, on my schedule. So have a good day, guys. Stay positive with this stuff from crypto. Keep stacking in BTC and use all these other things. But definitely look at your risk assessment. And sometimes it's better to wait. Okay. All right. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.